Great. So, hello, and welcome everyone, wherever you are in the world, however the weather is, externally, internally. It's lovely to be with you. So, as we are continuing to practice, go through the categories for compassion practice together. We've been going through them one by one. We've now made it through the category of what's called neutral persons, neutral being. So I know Diana did that yesterday, and I'm going to continue with one more session of cultivating compassion for someone whom we don't know very well, someone who's a stand-in for all of humanity. We don't really have a history with them. We neither like them nor dislike them very strongly. Just someone, there's another human being. So, this neutral being category is so important because, yes, there are categories where we know ourselves pretty well. We spend a lot of time with this being that is us. So, cultivating compassion, yes, that's familiar. Our beloveds, our people we care about, our friends and benefactors, yes, compassion for them many times comes easily because we care for them. If they're hurting, we hold their care, we hold their hurt, their sorrow with care and compassion. Or yet this category of the neutral person whom we don't really know, why is it such an important category? It's many reasons, but just to keep my comments brief before we actually practice together, one reason is that when we practice with this neutral person, after a while, our hearts open up and we care for this person whom we don't even really know. And our hearts learn that whom we care for and who's a stranger and who's a friend, who's a beloved person, it's so arbitrary. It feels so arbitrary. Our heart as a human being has an amazing, unfathomable capacity to care, to express its compassion for people whom we don't even know. And many times, um, especially if you've sat a retreat or if you've practiced with the neutral person for a while, you realize that they don't remain neutral. You start to develop care for them. Oh, dear person. Oh, dear human being. So it shifts, it changes. You start to care for them as if they were your best friend. Since childhood, these transitions can happen, very illuminating to feel that. And another perspective to consider is that being able to cultivate and have a sense of care and compassion for a neutral person, the stand-in for all of humanity. In a theistic context, it could be thought of having a God-like consciousness, where a God-like consciousness is one of care, compassion, love, indiscriminately, regardless of your history or knowing someone, having care, compassion for any being. So, this God-like consciousness or divine consciousness is something that actually we have as human beings. We can experience. It's accessible. And when we practice in this way, sometimes there feels like there's access to this divine, indiscriminate care, love, compassion for other beings, godlike, divine, filled with beauty and grace. And that is such a beautiful aspiration. Not just aspiration, but something actually we can feel into now and then, the potential of our own hearts and mind, which may be beyond what we give credit to to ourselves. And we even fathom that we're capable of. But this practice opens us to that little by little. So don't have to take my word for it. Just practice and see what happens. Maybe not today, maybe in the next session or the one after that or the one after that. Being open to possibilities. So, so let's practice together. It's the perfect time to transition into your sitting posture. If you need to shift and move. And as always, we start by landing in our bodies, landing in our breath. Letting go of thoughts, letting go of all the words that just came before, and just landing, arriving in the simplicity of this moment. Just taking refuge for a few minutes and breathing, sitting and breathing. That's all. Nothing fancy, just being simple. One breath at a time in this body. Inviting your awareness to intimately connect, be intertwined with the breath in the abdomen. For the entire length of the in breath and the out breath. And if there are thoughts arising in this moment, are they really necessary in this moment? Or can you tell the thoughts, thank you for visiting, not now, please come back later, with gentleness, kindness, and yet a sense of empowered awareness. Thank you, not now. And intimately reconnecting with the breath in this moment, taking refuge. The safety, trusting this moment. And now bringing to mind someone you don't know very well. They don't have to be absolutely neutral, but as long as you don't have much of a history with them, could be a neighbor, someone at a store where you shop, etc., etc. Choosing someone, bringing them to your mind's eye. If you're visual, trying to picture them as clearly as you can, or having a felt sense of them. Maybe it's a neighbor you walk by when you go for walks. Having a felt sense of this fellow human being. What they look like, what they feel like, as much as possible. May not be too much available. Connecting with them, with this fellow human who, just like you, just wants to be happy. This fellow human being, just like me, does not want to suffer, does not want to experience pain, just like I don't. And they do have a body, so they experience pain, discomfort, illness, sickness, just as I have. They've experienced disappointment, sadness, loss, grief, rejection, which has been painful for them, just like I have. It's been painful for me. This, this person is an object of affection, of others. They are cared for, they are loved, they're appreciated, they're a friend, a child to someone, maybe a parent to someone, a sibling of someone, a partner to someone. And they care for others. They have hopes and dreams. They delight and laugh. They cherish their loved ones, their happiness. They've experienced both joy, love, gladness, delight, and sadness and sorrow, pain and disappointment, just like you have. Their inner life is just as complex and compelling as yours is to you. They want to be seen, respected, loved, cared for, happy, and not suffer. They are not so different from you. Feeling this sense of connection to this person, a heart connection. Maybe there are things similar about the two of you you don't know. Maybe they like the same vegetable you like, or the same fruit, or flavor of ice cream. Imagine both of you discovering that in your imagination and sharing, relishing this favorite food together. And for the purpose of this practice, it's okay to use our imagination. It's a skillful means to use our imagination. To perhaps imagine some difficulty, some sadness, some challenge in their life, which you know, which you have experienced firsthand. And you know how difficult it is. It could be an illness, or grief, or loss, relationship challenge, financial, work, whatever it might be, it's okay. Knowing that they have challenges just like you, and just have a sense of connection. What if it happened that their sorrow happened to be one way they've had suffering, experienced suffering was similar to yours? Who knows? Or you can imagine some other form of challenge or sorrow, difficulty. You know they have it. We all do as human beings. And feeling just as you would how painful it would be for you to experience this challenge, this loss, this illness, this sorrow. And feeling your connection, this common humanity, just as I want to be free from sorrow and pain. I wish you, I wish you freedom from this sorrow, from this pain, from this challenge, whatever it is you're experiencing. Just as I wish to have ease and freedom in the midst of my challenge, I wish you ease in the midst of yours. It's okay to use your imagination to connect. This person just like you, in pain, sorrow, difficulty, emotional or physical difficulty, you connect with, and wishing them ease. In the midst of it, from it, may you have peace, may you have ease, may you be free from this suffering, this sorrow. As if each out breath that you breathe out brings them solace and comfort. You can connect with your breath and the phrases, if you wish, of compassion for this person. May you be free. May you have peace. May you be free from pain. May you have peace. May you have ease. Noticing that as you expand your heart and care, compassion for this neutral person, there can be a sense of soothing and calm, grace and beauty shining through your own heart, sense of peace and ease, and this cultivation of compassion that you experience. And for the last moments of this practice period, holding yourself in compassion for whatever arose or did not arise. Maybe the opposite arose or nothing arose. It's okay. It's okay. Hold yourself with care, compassion, and love. You tried, you showed up, you did your best. And whatever happened, distraction, sleepiness, whatever else, is not entirely up to you. So appreciate yourself for having showed up, for having tried, for having explored, planting seeds. Trust you have planted seeds that will flower later when you least expect them. Thank you. Thank you for your practice, everyone. So, this can be both a lovely practice, practicing compassion, cultivating our hearts in compassion for a neutral person. It can also be complicated, it can also be flat. It can be so many different things. So, whatever came up for you is okay. Trust that you're exploring, you're learning, and would love to hear from you. If you'd like to raise your hand, your physical hand. I'm sorry, not physical hand. If you do that, I won't see you. Your Zoom hand. If you go to reactions, under reactions, there's raise hand. Or you can type your reflections in chat. Happy to take what came up for you, what this was like. And if there are questions, comments, complaints, confusions, it's all welcome. And as you share your reflection, your question with the community, know that you're supporting others by sharing your question or your wisdom or what happened for you. Especially if you haven't shared in a while. Would love to hear from you. Or ever. Anika, please. Or if I'm saying your name right.
Yeah,
Anika?
Annika. Yeah.
Anika.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, haven't shared ever, so let's try it. What came up for me actually was uh, I was going with visualization for like a third of the meditation, maybe, and then there was just a wave of anxiety um, and manifesting physically, which has just been something that's been around in my body for a few weeks now. Um, and so, I was changing around positions and everything. And um, yeah, I actually ended up sort of just being barely there with the meditation. Um, yeah, I felt like that might be worth sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I am glad you shared that, Annika. And here's an invitation if that arises again. And it sounds like the anxiety, the restlessness is something that you said has been coming up for a while. Um, so Yes, I just opened chat. I forgot to do that. Um, so it sounds like it's been something that's been coming up. And of course, when your mind right now settles and there's quiet, then that pattern that's been present for a while, it shows up again. Oh, here you are, dear friend, anxiety, restlessness. I see you. I see you. So it's quite normal if it's been going on for a while for it to come up in this way. So, what I suggest is to then turn the compassion to yourself because you're the one in that moment who's suffering and having a challenge of anxiety and restlessness. It's not pleasant, right? So, turn the compassion, even though the guidance supposedly is with the uh, person, with the neutral person, feel free to turn it to where it's needed in this moment. Oh, I'm the one suffering right now. So the practice can become self compassion. Great. Practice self compassion. Fantastic. So you and everybody else absolutely has license. In fact, you're invited to do that. You're encouraged to do that instead of, no, I'm not supposed to have compassion for myself. I'm supposed to have it for this other person. Like, it's okay. Just turn it. As long as you're practicing compassion, metta, loving kindness, you're at the right place. You're in perfect company. So I appreciate you bringing this question up, and I see appreciation in chat. Many, actually, some people have sent the appreciations to you, to me, direct message to me, but know that there have been multiple appreciations for you raising that. So does that make sense, Annika?
Yeah, do you actually put anxiety under the category of like restlessness and worry as far as like hindrances?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And again, always feel free, you and everyone else. You can just turn it and hold it. Oh, this is hard, sweetie. This is hard. This is challenging right now. It's okay. It's okay. May you be free. May you have peace in the midst of this restlessness, worry, this anxiety. May you have ease with it. Yeah, great. Thank you. And I had, let's see, Krista, you'd like to raise your hand, but somehow it's not working for you. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. There you go.
Thank you. I can
Sure.
raise my hand. I'm not sure where it's at. Yeah, I find that the compassion practice can often be quite emotional for me, and today was another example of that. Uh, if I really kind of connect with the practice, I kind of feel it in my chest, and sometimes I can become quite tearful as well. And today, I think it's when I realize that sometimes I really don't show compassion for other people whose lives I don't have much insight into, and then when I realize that I've done that, I yeah, it's incredibly eye-opening. Um, so it's both a positive thing because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I recognize that I'm doing that, and hopefully I can use that in my day-to-day life, but also, a little bit of shame that happened. Um, yeah, that I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I think it's easy to say, oh, we don't know what people are going through. Everyone's got a lot on, but to like truly believe that and connect with that and treat people as such, I think is a whole other step. So yeah, it's a good practice, but I definitely get emotional sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to, many things you raised, I'm going to comment on a couple of them because I think it's very important. One is, as you were saying, can be an emotional practice for you. It's okay. Tears are fine. It's perfectly fine. In fact, when I teach retreats on compassion and on loving kindness specifically, and And people come say, "Oh, I'm just crying in the hall. I'm practicing and crying." And what I and other teachers say, it's okay. This is the place for it. Let it move through. These are the tears of healing. Tears of healing. They need to be expressed. So holding them back. In fact, being able to cry is beautiful. It's lovely. This tenderness of heart. So don't shy away from it. It's okay. Befriend the tears. There's strength in the tears and the tenderness. There's a lot of strength. And there's so many people who say, "Oh, I wish I could cry. I wish I could feel the tenderness." So enjoy that, appreciate the tenderness of your heart, Krista. It's not a problem. And and then as you were saying, "Oh wow, this connecting with this um, sense of other people, their challenges, and really being able to connect with that, again, lovely, beautiful. And when self-judgment comes in through shame, like, "Ah, you should be able to do this better." Right? It's like, oh, right? It's the pattern of self-judgment showing up in different ways, in different areas. Like, no, this is a cultivation. Here I am, I'm cultivating it. It's hard for me too. And then have compassion for your dear self. You're overwhelmed with your own life. And so here you are. Here you are. You've shown up to cultivate this beautiful gift to share with others. So
Thank you so much.
thank you. Yeah. So let's practice. I like to invite us in small groups, and tonight I think it'll be quite special because you can also be each other's neutral people. You know you all have challenges in each other's lives. So holding each other with a sense of care and metta and compassion. These dear beings from across the world who are holding you and you're holding them in challenge. So maybe start with 30 seconds of just wordless metta, 30-second of wordless compassion for each other, just holding each other's presence, knowing that you all have challenges. And then if you like to share for a few words, it might be shorter tonight because we had more comments. So I'll create the rooms and I hope you stay to participate. It's such an important part of our humanity to connect in this way in these small supportive groups and practice together. So here we go. Rooms are open. Okay, everyone. Rooms are closed. We're back, and maybe we'll just take one quick reflection about how the practice was in groups for you. If anybody would like to quickly share in chat or raise your hand, we'll just take one reflection. What was it like? Lisa, I see you're reaching for. Did I see that right? No. Okay. Any takers? Comforting. Thank you, Jerry. Comforting. Nice. And we have Emily. Okay, Emily, here you go.
Just to share that it felt comforting and kind of validating to talk about just how time both feels, just this feeling of, oh, another Friday and the last year, and how weird time feels right now. And it was just nice to hear that everyone else could relate to that. It's like, okay, I'm not crazy. This is really weird. So, yeah.
Yep. Yes, you said it just like me. Just like me. It's this common humanity, just like me. This is weird, right? Yeah. Yeah. And here we are for each other. Thank you for sharing that, Emily. Appreciate it. And thank you all for showing up and practicing, both for your own sake and the sake of all those whose lives you touch, including the people in this Zoom room. May all beings be safe, happy, healthy, and have ease. May all beings be free, including ourselves. Thank you all. Thank you so, so much.